This nigga said, make it less dicky. Military. Yo, I really thought this nigga said that shit. Oh, shit, right.
Like, did you turn the air from like 52 to 51? Like,
no, it was on like 66 and I put it to like
67? 68.
69.
This shit just say low.
At this point. God damn.
Cheer. Yo, what up, man? Jaxon1616, creator and host of One Mic Stand. As always, 1/3 of Sexual Stranger. Shout out to Seeing Juice. What up? FRECK is popping. I'm back in Atlanta. I'm back here in Atlanta for my live show for my birthday celebration, birthday week and all that. But since I'm in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? I figured I might as well. I got my equipment with me. I got my shit with me. Somebody hit me up and was like, yo, you know, that makes me feel away. I feel a way about that. I don't like it. And I said, fuck it, well, let's talk about it. I know y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but we're about to get to it in a minute. But before we do, man, the homie FRECK, her homie from the military. But I'm going to let them, as I always do, I'm going to let them introduce themselves, man. So go ahead, tell them who you are, your name, your socials, all that good shit. Take it away.
Yo, you're a fucking idiot. Freckles here, Countless Freckles on IG. You know, seen me before. That's all I got. That's it. The pod is on a pause right now, so, you know, rebranding, but it is coming back soon. It's coming back soon.
Danovan Dean, no socials at the moment. I'll be back at some point whenever I decide to return to that. Website is aalbydean.com, and that's it.
What you do? What's your site for?
Photography blog, but I do collision repair.
Okay.
Two things that don't go together. But,
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to throw your site out there, like, you know what I'm saying, commercial that shit up, nigga, tell these niggas where to go.
You're right.
You feel me? But I appreciate y'all for coming on.
Appreciate you for
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And thank you, FRECK, again for coming on sober. You know what I'm saying? I tried to get
Wow.
you. I tried to get you to take some drugs.
Listen, you not about to embarrass me again, because that was fucking horrible. Yes, you did. I was stuck on stupid. It was done.
And that is my fault.
Hey, nigga, you gave me something for a foreign region.
Nigga was from Los Angeles. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's
foreign
a whole
region.
country when it comes to that shit.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
I'm used to dealing with niggified shit. You gave me some. It was great. But I was stuck on dumb.
Nigga. But anyway, man. But nah, I appreciate you for, you know, coming back on the show, friend of the show, obviously. And I really just want to hop right into it because I actually have something else that I kind of want to like add on to the topic or whatever.
Oh boy.
But first, let's kind of get into the conversation that you and I had, right? So just to inform you guys, so I live in Philly, and as I shout them out all the time, Seeing Juice, C started Sexual Strangers, a Grown Folks podcast. Juice was a co-host. I was a co-host on it. And one time we had C had a game night, and one of her homies came over, and, you know, that's how I was introduced to her. Her Instagram is Lana Dot. I think it's Lana, LANADOT. And she is a creator as well. She has like this show or this YouTube series called The Singles Rant. And I guess they've done like a few series, and they were casting for the next series that they're gonna do, and they're actually gonna film it here in Atlanta. And she put out like, you know, like this just a fucking, I don't know, like a casting call type of thing on Instagram, and was like, we're looking to cast people for the show for this next upcoming season. Create a video, like 1 or 2 minutes. Tell us why you're single. Email it to us, whatever. So in my mind, I was like, I don't even live in Atlanta, but I travel there frequently. So I was like, yeah, man, fuck it. Like, let me fucking make some shit while I'm single, whatever. And in my mind, I was thinking, like, how can I do this shit differently? How can I make myself stand out as opposed to just doing like a super bland, like, I'm single because bitches ain't shit. And, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how...
Your normal rant?
I don't be saying that. I don't be saying
All right.
But, so I was like, how can I put a spin on it? So, you know, I did my little drunk character or
Shit was
whatever.
funny.
And for the people, like, I wasn't drunk for real. Like, really, like, eight people hit me up, was like, yo, my nigga, like, are you good? Or, like, you okay? Cause, like, you
It
really
looked like a
fucked
cry
up.
for help.
I seen a fucking post that said they're doing a raffle for free bitches, man. But all I gotta do to enter the raffle to win free pussy bitches is make a 1 to 2 minute video on why I'm single. So welcome to my video. My name is Jaxon. And the number one reason I'm probably single is, for one, it's 12:54 and I just woke up. And I'm a little thirsty. So forgive me while I take a sip of my water. All right. That is crisp apple juice. So, the number 2 reason why I'm single, other than the fact that I have to wear a hoodie and a jacket and a scully in the summertime in my house because I've got no heat. And I have to make sure all of my heat is saved from the summertime so I can transfer it to the wintertime.
And I wasn't drunk. I knew I was going to do that. But then she asked me to actually do like a serious, like a for real one. So I was a little disappointed because I thought what I did was like super standoutish. But I was all right, fuck it. So I did a real one as to like why I'm single. And I went, it was a little over 2 minutes. It might have been like 2.5, 3. And, you know, I told reasons why I was single. I didn't blame it on women. I wanted to make it a point that I didn't want to do that at all because I feel like that's so cliche. I feel like we do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to like focus like on myself and the reasons why I am single because that's really what the assignment was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Yo, what up, man? Jaxon1616. That's my Instagram, of course. Jaxon is my name. What's going on? How y'all doing? I'm single, honestly, because of me. I know a lot of the time in society we try to put the finger, men try to put the finger at women as to why they're single. Women try to put the finger at men as to why they're single. But to be completely honest with you, I'm single because I feel like I'm not the dopest nigga that I could be right now. I'm not as successful as I could be right now. I'm not where I want to be right now. I'm not as sexy as I want to be right now. I'm not as established as I want to be right now. I don't have as much financial freedom as I would like to have right now. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if I get into a relationship, if I get into something serious with a young lady, because I'm lacking where I feel like I'm lacking, it'll show itself in a relationship. I want to make this very, very clear. There's a lot of super dope women out there, but I don't think it's intelligent to hop into something if you know that you're not necessarily ready for it from a relationship standpoint, but if you're not ready for it from a standpoint of what women think men should bring to the table. If you know that you don't bring all of those things to the table, it's kind of like you setting yourself up from the gate. You know, society kind of tells men that we have to be or have a certain level of success, a certain level of money, a certain level of stability in order to even qualify to not only be in a relationship, but just to date or have sex in general. It kind of makes you feel like you don't even have the right to date or learn about new people or have sex with people or try to find out about people or try to get serious with people to even get to the point where you're trying to get into a relationship with somebody, because if you don't check off these certain boxes on women's checklist, then you're not going to qualify for that position regardless of how dope of a person you are, how much high character you have, how much morals you have, like all of the things that kind of make you the man or the person that you are. A lot of the time that seems to get pushed to the bottom of the totem pole. So to be honest with you, even if I have all of my character shit together, my mental shit, my physical health shit, my trustworthiness, my honesty, my, you know what I'm saying, all of those things, even if those things are together, if your other materialistic things aren't together, then, you know, the world kind of tells you that you need to sit down and shut the fuck up. You feel me? So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting the fuck down. I'm shutting the fuck up, and I'm trying to get myself together. I also go to therapy, so I'm trying to get the mental part together too. Once I get everything together, man, maybe then I will actually deserve to meet a nice young lady, and we can go from there. But that, my friends, is why I'm single. Chill. And, you know, after I finished it, posted it, put it on my page, put it on the One Mic Stand page, put it to the story, and I think I probably did my spam and shit, like sent it to, you know, 100 people or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And a few people reposted it, a few people liked it, a few people understood it. And you in particular, I think that you liked it, but I also think that it struck a chord for some reason. And you told me that it struck a chord, and I said, don't say shit. I'm gonna be there. Let's just fucking sit down and let's do an episode on it. You know what I'm saying? So tell me what jumped out at you about the video. Tell me why it made you feel a way, or whatever feelings that you had. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether they're positive or negative. Like, just explain that to me real quick.
So I was emotional because the overarching thought that I had was, because I'm biased and I only, you know, really navigate around black men, was black men are not enough. That was the message that I got from it. And it hurt my feelings because me being an advocate for black men, it's like all of the shit that buries who you are as a black man is whack. It shouldn't be weighted. It shouldn't carry or bear any weight. The things you were saying is like, your character is overlooked because you may not line up with the laundry list of material shit that most of these broke ass women require. And that shit bothers me because, again, being an advocate for black men, I have a lot of black men in my life that I hold dearly to me. And a lot of them single, and I feel like it's because of this. So when I'm listening to you, also the contrast in like the funny to serious. There was a very sharp contrast, right? So then when you hit us with the serious shit, I'm like, oh shit, like this is real thing, right? Yeah. And it felt very heartfelt, and so you pulled my heartstrings, because I'm like, no, I know you. I've spent the last couple of years getting to know you, and I know that no amount of whatever that monetary shit is, that material shit, none of that should weigh heavier than who you are. So for me, again, the overarching thought, black men are not enough, and that hurt.
Now, while she was speaking, I saw you kind of like nodding your head in agreement a little bit. So what was you thinking?
I just saw it today. She sent it to me today. I saw you. I saw myself. Okay. Because I've had them evaluation issues, and I heard just no matter what reason you gave at that point, it kept going back to, I'm not good enough because whatever. Really realizing, man, you got to be good enough for you first. And as a man, there's always something else we can focus on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's always, I can get the abs, I can get the bigger house, I can get the bigger car, I can get the better paying job. There's always something better you can be doing, but shit, at what point do you draw the line? Because some people never break that cycle.
Right.
But me personally, I realized my greatest strife in relationships came from trying to impress people that wasn't good enough for their damn self.
Yeah.
So you know how hard it is to really get to a good point where you feel like you're happy about you. And to blow it all on somebody that ain't good enough for them, and that's dated people that made them feel like they ain't good enough. That shit is crazy.
What made you feel like when we're talking about the feeling of not feeling like we're good enough for whatever women are out there?
Yeah.
Like, what makes you feel that way? Like, I know my answer, but I would like for you to, I want you to share yours first.
It's always a nigga somewhere getting more money than you. It's always somebody with something better than you. And I realized, like, in dating, that only comes about when somebody's trying to spite me. At that point. So, long story short, I realized, and it's crazy because I operate to such a high standard. I'm not given that grace to make a mistake. That's where I feel like I'm not good enough, because the one time I do drop the ball or fall short in the eyes of somebody that constantly fucks up.
Oh man,
You know where I'm at with this.
I like this nigga, man.
You know where I'm at with this.
Let me add on real quick, right? Because like I think that's what he just said is like the gift and the curse of like the quote unquote like good guy, nice guy, right?
Yeah.
Because like what happens is, and I do rant about, right?
Yep, I know where you're going.
But it's so it be so true. Like the thing that and the best word that I can really find, the thing that I envy the most about like the fuck niggas and the niggas who ain't shit is they get such a large margin for error.
Yep.
Because it's expected
Yep.
for them to be ain't shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but when you are looked at as the good guy, the nice guy, the guy who would never do that, the guy who would never treat
expect
you
that of you.
that way, the one time that you fuck up, it's like it's so much more like it just gets blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Because like our margin for error is just so small because nobody expects for us to be like every other nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that you are like every other nigga, but it's like you are human. You do fuck up, you do make mistakes, you do fall short sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And like, and to answer the question that I asked you, like what makes you feel that way? What makes me feel that way is, I guess because I'm in the content like creation space, right? Like just like how I sent you like the pod or whatever, the clip. I look at other, like, I'm on social media.
Yeah.
Like I try to keep an ear to like see what like the pulse of the people is, like what women are thinking, what they feeling, what they saying, like, because a lot of the times I'm a firm believer in like some people use their social media to use other people's thoughts to really speak for them, but they really feel that way. But maybe they don't have the words, or maybe they just don't have the fucking gall to just say it themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I pay very close, and maybe this is a fault of mine, but I pay very close attention to like who you agree with. That's why I have a lot of people who like repost like LaBoy and shit all the time. Like that's why I go so hard at them, because it's like, it's funny on the surface. Some shit be funny, some shit be jokes. Yeah. But it's truth behind every joke.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're reposting some shit that's really kind of crazy, like you feel that way, my nigga.
Yeah. There's some connection there.
It's something there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, if you see so many women saying what their standards are, saying what they expect, or saying what a real man is supposed to be or supposed to look like, or like, you can't help but to start believing that that's the bar that you're supposed to strive for. And the fucked up part about it is most of the bars have nothing to do with who men are as people. Mm-hmm. But if I'm on this side of that dating spectrum, and my whole life I've been more focused on who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. But now I come to realize as an adult that shit don't fucking matter for real. Like that's a major conflict.
It do and it don't. So one of the hardest lessons I had to realize, a good friend of mine posed it to me. And she said it a lot cleaner, but at the end of the day, I had to realize, and this is how I connected it with myself, is people don't fuck with me, right? That's why I don't have that grace to make that mistake. They fuck with the idea of me. They have that idea of you. They have that perception of you, that you, this phenomenal person, you larger than life. But you get broken down so quickly when you do make that mistake because it was never about you. It was about what you represented.
Right.
That's why it's so twisted.
That's interesting. That make a lot of sense.
Yeah, man.
That make a lot of sense. What would you have hoped that I said? Like what would have made you, instead of it kind of like tugging on your heartstrings, like what would have gave you warmth? Like what would have made you like, yeah, like, you know, that sounds good, or I like that he said that. Like what would you have liked for me to say?
You know, I want you to be loved. I want you to have love. So the only thing, honestly, that would have made me happy in that moment is hearing you say, I'm single because I haven't found the right one. I'm single because I haven't found the person that does accept me, all of me, not the idea of me, right? Not the parts of me that, you know, feel good all the time. But I'm single because I have yet to find somebody who accepts me as Jamal Jaxon. That would have made me feel better because we've just joked today about, you know, you're going to find love, right? We, you know, joked about it. But, like, the reality of it is, like, I think most of your female friends, if not all of them, are like, you deserve to be loved on. Like, you deserve to know what that's truly like. So for me, the only thing that would have made me feel good is I've yet to find that. And the only reason that would have made me feel good is because it leaves a glimpse of hope for me that you at least are open to the idea of it, that you do want it. And if it comes your way, you will seize the opportunity. You just haven't met that person yet.
Well, that's real complex because, like, to say that I haven't met people who fuck with me for me or who like or love me for me, that would be false. I've met people who love me for who I am and accept me for who I am. But I think what has happened over the years is I have a habit of, sometimes it's hard to see the person in front of you. You see the million people behind them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can be a woman in front of me, but because of what the million women behind her have been saying for so long, sometimes you start to believe that maybe she, in the back of her mind of the woman in front of me, maybe she probably feels
and that's
that
not
same
fair.
way too.
That's not fair.
It's not, but I'm just saying that I think that that's part of what can seep into a man's brain, though, because part of us, or maybe let me just speak for me. Like, part of me, you know, when someone is special and they fuck with you, but then there's also a part of you that, as a man, you try to never fall in that pocket of like being a nigga who will be like, yeah, well, my girl would never do that. She would never do that, because that's the exact moment where she will do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how could she really truly be this special if every other woman behind her is saying that you need to have this, you need to provide this, you need to make this much money, you need to, like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be hard to believe, and it's not her fault. It's kind of like my fault for really like paying attention to what the masses have said for so long. You believe it.
Yeah, but with that though, Because I sometimes feel like when that person crosses your path, right? When you run into that person, I kind of feel like that person being who they are for you, to you, with you, I kind of feel like some of that background noise, it can be shut out just because the person will be they rock with you in such a way. It's not she will never do, but like she's shown me that she really fucks with me. Mm-hmm. Don't really matter whatever the fuck else is being said. Doesn't matter who's standing behind her. She's shown me. And it takes time, right? Like, for real, moments of opportunity, and not in a negative way, but like opportunity where she can really show up for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, really show the fuck up, where you didn't ask, you didn't require, didn't expect, but where she just showed up because she wanted to. Not because she felt like she had to, but because she wanted to. That was in her heart. And that, to me, being biased because I'm that person, that to me should speak volumes louder than anything anybody else said behind her, in front of her, on the side of her, whoever the fuck you hearing outside of her. Mm. That volume should be muted a bit. And I hear what you're saying. Don't.
No, but it's another, like, you brought like another thought to me. Like, it is muted, like how you're saying, but I think also as a man, like, you still want to be able to give her all of the things that the million behind her are saying that they want, even if she's not saying it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance, if I was the 500,000 a year nigga, if I was to be able to pay all of the bills nigga, if I was able to, she don't have to pay for nothing ever type nigga, like, if you have the opportunity to be that nigga, you want to be that nigga.
But does she want you to be that nigga?
But see, this is the unfair part. Mm-hmm. That's where sometimes as men, like, it don't really matter.
So because, are you, like, in your way?
Damn.
I mean, partially.
Yeah.
Partially.
Right, like, if you're thinking like that, like, I feel like you're in your way.
But you gotta also, again, like, I understand what he's saying totally, but it's the positioning of it too. Like, yeah, she's coming to my life and she's fucking amazing. She's so much better than everything else, but I've been programmed year after year, situation after situation, and it comes kind of back to valuation issues. I feel like I'm not good enough. So how can I have this phenomenal woman in front of me? How can I provide for her the things that I feel like she needs? And in a sense, also overlooking what she's telling me that she wants and needs from me. Because I feel like I'm not good enough for her.
I get it. I understand what you're saying. The problem is, get the fuck out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
You're right.
You
ludicrous.
Move, bitch. Because it's like, if you have, I'm going to use myself as an example, right? Mm. Don't throw no money at me. Don't throw money at me.
Not even $7.
So when I get this,
first of all, y'all don't count, okay? Like, let's.
No, I'm just saying, because I plan on throwing money at the show. So I'm gonna just skip right over you.
First of all, give me my money first. I'm gonna be there before the rest of the niggas get there. So just hand me a corner, like, just give me a stack. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta throw it. Just hand it to me.
Just make sure it's $7 in the
There's backstory to that. And I'll give you that momentarily. Okay. It's really ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I don't want the money. Might sound foolish. I know bitches out there like, what, bitch? You don't want the money? No. I don't want the money. Money is not pure.
Okay.
Money can be taken away. It can be burned. House burned up. You got all your money in the goddamn house. House burned up. You broke. All over again. Somebody come rob you. Your dumb ass broke. All the fuck over again. I want the shit that cannot be taken away from you.
Right.
Right? So it's always difficult for me in these conversations because I'm biased. I'm very biased. Make your millions. You want to do something for me? Start me a business. Uh-huh. You want to do something for me? give me something that's going to keep coming. The gift that keeps on giving, right? But you just throwing money at me. I don't want that little shit. I don't want it. I don't give a fuck how much it is. It's little shit. Because what the fuck else comes behind that? What else do you have to offer? Right. It's like, it's the same thing as like when men talk about women who just have ass. You just got titties. Should they look good? But bitch, when you turn 45 and shit start sagging.
Yeah.
Still gonna be some buns though.
Shut your shit. If I take a needle to your titty and pop your implant, like what the fuck you got left?
But have you ever fuck a big ass that stink a little?
We overlooked that shit.
Niggas are filthy.
That's how we raised. What you mean?
Wow, you fucking
complete the
you
mission.
niggas
That's
are
it.
fucking
I'm gonna hit
filthy.
at least once. You gotta see what it's about.
And this is why niggas are dirty.
Twice for good measure.
Okay, they're dirty.
Twice for good measure.
The real reason why he's not in a
4 or
relationship.
5 times.
Oh man,
It's fucking sick.
but nah, man. But even like it's a lot of layers to it, and it's probably it's a lot of layers to it to me because of my like relationship PTSD too.
Everybody has it though. You're not alone in that space. Everybody been fucked over and stepped on, heart just been, shredded the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
with a knife and all.
But not even manage it. You know what I'm saying?
But not even like,
that's my point.
Not even about the love part though, but about the man's status part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember being in like some situations where as a guy, like you think you really killing it as like a boyfriend or shit, right? But as soon as maybe like your girl kind of gets out of the bubble of the relationship and maybe gets around friends, coworkers, and for whatever reason they kind of start seeing what maybe their men are doing for them and kind of start comparing, and like sometimes you just don't like measure up for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes perfect example is, I forget who the fuck told me this, but they was like, if you ever send like your girl like flowers or gifts or something, don't never just give it to her at the house, send it to her job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it'll make all of the other women like jealous and shit like that. And what's so ironic about it was when I did work in corporate, I would remember like all of the single women around, you know, in their cubicles and shit sitting around me. Like anytime somebody would get like a package, flowers, chocolate, whatever, like it would be like a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it would be from like a woman's husband, and be like, y'all live. In my mind, I'm like, y'all live together. Like, why the fuck would you send it here? But every other woman in there who didn't get it, they were happy. It was like a stages of grief type thing. They were like happy for her, elated for her,
and then sad for themselves.
And then they was like thinking about the niggas who didn't do what her nigga did for her. And it was like, and me being like the man in there, I'm like feeling for the man, because he don't even know what's coming. Like after he get off of work that night, like, you know what I'm saying, he might catch a random attitude that he don't have no idea like why he getting it.
And that shit been in the crock pot all day.
But you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's like on a very like low level of what I'm trying to explain. But imagine it being with like bigger ticket type of items. Imagine it being with like a house, or imagine it being with like a car, or like a wedding, or like some shit, my nigga, like I can't afford.
But that's it, right? So the flower situation, it's not the show. For me, it's not the show. I don't really give a fuck about other people seeing it per se. It makes me feel good. You can hand me flowers at home, right? But the effort to actually order flowers, there's some forethought in it, whether it's 5 minutes before you hop on the line or online, whatever, versus I'm gonna just stop at Kroger real quick and pick these flowers up real quick because she might like them, right? It's not the show always, I'll say that. It's the feeling. Wow, like this took effort. First of all, and I don't want this to be confused with the monetary value per se, but like you can go to Kroger and get like a bouquet of flowers for $5, right?
I gave that game out on Facebook so much. Oh my God. I say relationship. Bro, on your way home, go buy some flowers.
Yeah.
Niggas send me a message that day, bro, I got my, thank you for telling me to go buy some flowers on the way home.
Said I got my. Appreciate you guys.
Simple shit, but
yeah,
100% is the effort. But also too, like in your space, you may not have X, Y, and Z, but it's when you come into realizing what you do have to offer, right? Mm-hmm. You got passion, obviously. Mm-hmm. You got something here, right? Talk to a woman, talk to several women. Ask them when the last time they felt inspired by their partner. Not a lot of them, if at all. They don't. You gotta, wherever you are, whatever your move is, whatever your angle, work your move, work your angle.
Let that shine.
That's it.
Yep.
But again, you gotta kind of get to that space where, you know what, I don't have this, but I do have this. Let me work this.
Right.
Once you get to that space, everything is so much better. You find out, okay, if you need a bag or you need $1,000 for no reason, I'm not your man and you not for me. Right. Simple as that. Move around. Go find that person. But also, too, as most of us do know, the people that do throw money, they lacking somewhere.
Overcompensating for something.
Yeah. At some point, the money gonna get out of the way of what's really wrong. And then you got to deal with that. But again, go back to focusing on what you got to offer. Makes a world of difference.
Would you say that you are, have you, because you said you could kind of like relate to what I was saying. Are you still in that space? Have you graduated from that space?
Graduated. It was a hard ceremony.
How did you walk us through it?
Wait.
Maybe not necessarily the scenario itself, but just like the process of how you got up out of that.
It's been a very rough few months, right? And I'm gonna just be honest. I spent some time in the mental health facility. I broke. She's seen a lot of it. I kept hitting the wall. Dealing with shit from childhood, relationships, just it all piled up. I couldn't get past it, right? And I started to really like be honest with myself about shit that was going on. Shit that was hitting me in the face and understanding kind of where it was coming from. So when you hit beneath rock bottom, you got to establish who you want to be at that point. You got a clear foundation. Build yourself to be whoever you want to be at that point. And then I started putting the pieces in places like, I don't have this, but I do have this. Again, you a passionate person. I already see that because you wouldn't be here. I'm a passionate person. I do collision repair. You know how crazy I got to be to get up and do that shit every day? But I love what I do.
Right.
I'm a creator. They totally opposite, but they go hand in hand. So as I'm kind of looking back into who I am, who do I want to be, and I'm building that space, and then I'm looking back at relationships. That was a conversation I had with a guy in there, and he looked just like if anybody got kids out there, he looked just like Chase off Paw Patrol.
I know what Paw Patrol is, but I don't know who that is.
But he looked just like, and he was in there like, and I felt bad for the dude because his girl just like, shit was perfect, and she just, I'm gone. No reason, whatever, she dipped. And that's why he broke. And I told him something that I was telling myself at the same time. When somebody leave you, the best thing you can do, continue to work on you, because I ain't never lost shit that was for me. Anybody that I lost and that I felt like that was just it for me, I just kept working on me. They always come back. Whether you want them back or not, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But once you kind of exit that space, like I said, you really realize what you do have to offer. Because you know how nasty shit get in them breakups. They, I'm talking to somebody new and he got this and he can do that. All right.
Yo, I remember I had a moment where me and Voldy we was going back at it about something.
I'm so tired of this bitch.
I know, but he just
like, I be tired of these hoes. Like, I wish these bitches would just fucking vanish.
Yo, it was he just reminded me. It was something where it was one of them like, you know how many niggas want to be in your spot type of like comments or conversations, and I'm thinking in my head, nigga, them niggas don't know what the fuck comes with dealing with you, nigga. Shit, but yeah, I get what you're saying though, man. How long would you say that it took you to just kind of like really like push through or have like that breakthrough?
I can't say, man. It was so much shit at one time. Maybe a couple months, but it's how I think. It's I know it was kind of one of them. I know I needed to be fucked up. I know I needed to be broken down. Let me go ahead and let it happen.
Right.
Let me get through that. Let me move on. If I can fix something, I can fix it. If I can't, let's move on. Continuing to hit it head on, issue after issue after issue after issue. And then, big help. Surrounding myself with the people that say, her words exactly, girl, fuck you.
Cause girl,
Exactly. I mean,
listen,
like, and
girl,
then
fuck
you
you.
start to really realize, like, again, the shit that you be beating yourself up about, it don't fucking matter. You may not have the paper today, but tomorrow it'll be a different story. And just like the nigga that got paper today, he probably be broke tomorrow. There's ebbs and flows of how that shit go, but again, focusing on what's most important, focusing on your offerings, never your shortcomings. If it's a shortcoming that you can correct it. But if you can't correct it, fuck it, move on.
Yeah.
I feel like through these situations, like, so alignment, right? The more you're aligned with who you're supposed to be, the more better people come into that space, right? So like when you're unaligned, you're kind of everywhere. So you're going to come across a plethora of bullshit. People, things, problems, just all this shit, right? The more you align yourself with who you're supposed to be, doing the things like going to therapy, having that mental clarity, creating a positive environment and atmosphere for yourself, making sure that you're pouring back into yourself, whether it's daily affirmations or tapping into positive people or whatever. The more you do that, and like he said, you continue to work on yourself, the rest of the shit will fall in line. The more aligned you are with who you are, being confident in who you are. So where you are today with all of this, you've come a long way, right? All of this shit where you are, being completely and utterly tapped in and tuned into that shit, fuck all the other shit. Fuck what people think you should have or where motherfuckers think you should be. Fuck all of that. Where you are, who you are, being confident in that, standing firmly, grounding yourself in that, being happy, joyous in that, being proud of your accomplishments. All of that shit, once you get into that, you ain't even gonna give a fuck about none of that other shit. That's when the right people start to flood towards you. It's about you recognizing you. It's not about other people recognizing who you are. Wow, I really see who he can be. It don't matter what the fuck you see. I ain't worried about what you're seeing. Once you start focusing on you, finding who you are, the right people will find you naturally. It's alignment.
I think nothing you said is wrong. I mean,
Never wrong.
We all know.
Come on, just say it. Come
Relax.
on.
But we all know, you know what I'm saying, I'm a classic overthinker. You as well. But I kind of think like what it is like, have you ever felt like sometimes that you actually are super tuned in to who you are and to what you're actually worth, but you just are also aware what you have to offer it isn't really what the world deems as valuable.
You still have work to do. You're focused on the wrong shit. You focused on the wrong shit.
Okay.
And I say that with love, right? Like, I've reached out to you in moments where I felt like you were having a time. Tapping in. You look like you're going through some shit. My nigga, are you okay? Right? Like, you laugh, but I came at you with a sincere heart, because it's like, listen, when you get back on the socials, right? Buddy be spazzing the fuck out. Not and not like in a like joking, no. Jax really be going the fuck off by himself in the camera. Like this.
Yeah.
Nobody else. Ain't nobody but Buddy. He got his vinyls right here. Cameras, set the fuck up, microphone.
Yeah.
Right here. Going the fuck off. And sometimes, because sometimes you can see the joy. Mm-hmm. There are other times where he'll post something and there is no joy. That's when I reach out. Something's not right here. You are a jolly ass nigga.
This nigga just called me Santa Claus.
I'm saying, you got the beard, you got the cheese, like you're a jolly ass nigga. Right? Just beautiful smile, like jolly as shit, right? So when you put out content and you look bitterly angry, I just be like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Something's not right. Something's not aligning. You focusing on something. Something's happened and it has taken you off your path. It's thrown your focus. Somebody threw you a curveball and you ain't been able to get back. Mm-hmm. And I can see it in your content. So what I do, you good? Hey, Jax. I love you, my friend. Mm-hmm. What you going through? Don't get thrown off. Focus. Fuck these people.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I can see it.
Yeah.
So it is very difficult to tune out the world and focus. But it behooves everybody to do so. Mm. If you don't, you're never going to be able to really figure out where you're supposed to be, because you're so focused on where you're being pulled and pushed and tugged and all of that. You have to get to a point where this little shit don't matter. People's opinions, like, and it's hard for you. You're a content creator. Hard, right? Because the people are your audience.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Again, once you figure out where the fuck you're supposed to be, the right audience, they'll find you.
Yeah. Yeah. I before we spent, I want to. I told you I had something I wanted to talk about.
I don't like surprises, my guy.
And but the reason I wanted to actually, I'm probably gonna talk about it at the show too. I think I'm gonna just add it as like a segment or topic. But I was telling Jazz earlier, like I'm not using my microphones. I'm using like their mics, so I don't know how the audio is gonna like really come through. So I wanted to actually put it on something that I can control and edit, because I feel like this is a conversation that needs to be like heard, right?
Oh boy. I'm nervous.
So, the other day, somebody had posted like a thread of something where it was talking about how people have been like telling women to, giving them tips on how to be like safer, how to be safe, how to be careful, how to, you know what I'm saying, how to move in certain like situations and environments to make sure that, you know, that nothing bad happens to them and shit like that. And like throughout the rest of the thread, it was kind of like speaking towards like, why are we telling women how to be safe instead of telling niggas how to just not fuck with women like that?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard, you know, the women either aren't protected or don't feel protected for so long. And not saying that that's not true. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a person who's always trying to figure out. Like I hate when people only have issues but don't really have
Solutions.
Don't follow it up with even an idea, not even a solution, an idea. And I'm looking at this, and part of me is and I had my therapy session tonight before y'all came and shit, and I was going back and forth with like my therapist about this shit, right? Because I was telling her, I was like, really and I posted, I was like, the only men are like women's like biggest threat since the beginning of time, right? And I was just thinking like, well, maybe like the only solution is to just like stop, like leave them alone, like just fucking cold turkey, like just leave them alone, like just that move of leaving them alone will make them safer just off of that, right? And I was saying because just by me being in a man's body, I pose a threat to women, whether I'm threatening or not. But through the lens or through the eye of a woman, I'm threatening because I'm a potential threat. And it's a sad reality, especially when you know, like I know that I'm not a threat. You know what I'm saying? People who may know me personally, women who know me personally know that like I'm not a threat. But women who are I would be a stranger to, like it would probably serve them better to look at me as a threat because that will just make them safer. Like just as a whole. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like my solution and I was saying, like, I joke a lot about this, like how, like, I don't really approach women and I don't, like, try to talk to them and try to, like, I don't do the trap shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as much as we joke about
Thank
that.
God.
No, like, as much as we joke about, like, not even on some creepy shit, but just, like, he's a guy who, he's a shot shooter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really not a shot shooter, and a big part of that is because, a big part of that, and you and I think we've kind of gone back and forth about this too, but a big part of that is because in my heart, I kind of feel like women don't really be wanting to be bothered like that by men. You know what I'm saying? One, because a lot of niggas is, you know, annoying or disrespectful, or they don't come at women correctly and this and that. But the extreme part of it is like niggas be raping and killing and murdering and kidnapping and sex trafficking and all of those things, right? So it's like, people were telling me that I shouldn't just leave women alone. But I'm like, but what's the solution though? Because don't nobody fucking got one. And how can I, like a nigga who's a rapist and a murderer and just a disrespecter of women, a conversation with me is not gonna change what he do to women.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly am I supposed to do as a man to make you feel more protected? What exactly am I supposed to fucking do? And I'm sorry, and I'll let you. If niggas in my, because a rebuttal is, well, tell your friends to don't catcall, tell your friends to not grope, and tell your friends to not. What if I do tell my friends that? Or what if everybody in my friend circle none of us do that? So now how am I supposed to help? Like, I don't know what the solution is. Like, how do you feel about that just as a woman? And just like, I guess, how do you feel about that as a man just trying to be out here and like, how do you go about being a decent man, but maybe constantly being lumped in with the men who aren't decent men? Exactly. It's
Bro, a lot of this shit is subjective. Mm-hmm. Like even with chivalry, man, you see constantly chivalry is dead. Niggas don't do this. Niggas don't do that. But it's like when I'm genuinely like doing something nice, it's a fucking problem until you want it. But who's gonna jump through the hoop to find out when the shit is okay and when it's not? Mm-hmm. If you need help, speak up and say you need help. But you're not gonna speak up and say you need help. but I ain't shit because I didn't offer help. Again, I work on cars. You know how many times I'm pulled up like out the window, your keys are locked in the car. I got a lock kit here. Your battery is dead. I got a jump box. Oh no, I'm good because and you can feel that that fear like what the fuck I'm gonna do to you, but and then you will turn right around and say, well, niggas ain't shit. They don't help. What you want me to do? And largely because you're at fault either way. I respect the opinion of just like, damn if I do, damn if I don't. So I'm going to do nothing because you can't win either way.
Yeah. And even to add to that, like the women who are like, no, I'm good, like rightfully so in a way.
Yeah.
Like you really can't blame them because of based off of what, you know, a number of men that do this fucking horrible shit.
But I'm like, I ain't shit if I help you. I ain't shit if I don't help you. Which one is it gonna be? Because if it's my mama or somebody or sister or whatever, or somebody I care about and they need help, I want them to feel like just on the strength of relationships between black men and black women. I don't care about what nobody else doing, but between us, they can say, "Hey, I need help," and it be okay.
Right.
But again, like you said, the relationship ain't that strong. But who's gonna give the trust?
Right.
This shit ghetto to me. Listen, the only men I don't trust, I ain't gonna hold you, is white men. Listen, a white man come towards me talking about you need help? Nah, bucko. I don't. I'm waiting for a black man.
Hang me off a branch, nigga.
Bro, it's still plantations out here, and I can't do it. I am a person who, and this is why you and I oftentimes have great debates. Cause the shit that you be going through, I don't align with this shit. This shit is dumb. I do understand. There's a lot going on in the world right now. It's a fucking lot. Like, and it's a lot to like navigate. Lot of shit to like pivot from into, right? Get it. But because it's so much, pick a battle. It's gonna be a battle. Pick one. Black men are not my fucking battle. I remember, this was like, I had taken a break from therapy at this moment. So my mind was a little, whatever. So I was in the parking lot trying to find a parking space at a grocery store on a Sunday. I was in a great mood. And I pulled down an aisle or a lane or whatever to find a parking space, and they're one ways, right? And I get stopped behind a car who's looking for a parking space, as am I. And we stop, and then a car pulls behind me. Well, in front of me is a white man. I could see, one, his hair, and then from his rear view. And so somebody begins to pull out in front of him, but he'd already kind of past the parking space. So in order for him to get it, he would have had to back up. So he's motioning for me to back up. And I'm motioning to him, nigga, I can't. I'm sandwiched in. There's a car behind me. Like, I'm saying these things. He can't hear shit I'm saying. But, like, I'm saying these things because his
universal language.
Right. His reverse lights were on.
Yeah.
So Buddy about to try to back up whether the fuck I move or not. So I'm sitting here, and at this point in time, I'm just sitting because it's like, you about to do what you about to do. So he starts to reverse, and I'm like, all right. Continues to reverse. And I'm sitting here, and I feel my car shift back. A break in therapy, a little off. Instant moment of anger, not frustration, anger. 2 black men walking past my car. I roll my window down. Excuse me, did he just hit my car? 2 black men. One of them walk up. Yes. His back bumper is he's touching your car. In between therapists. My mother cussed me the fuck out for this. Parked my car. Jumped out of my car. The moment I go to get out of my car, I can feel his car release from touching my car, right? You put your car in park, generally it rolls forward, right? I can feel that happening. I walk up to this white man's car, walk up to him, windows up, and I'm banging on his window. Mr. White Man, you just hit my fucking car.
Really
I'm in between therapy sessions. Okay.
Mr. White Man? Did you really say that?
Yes. Therapy. And I don't like white people. So, like, you piss me the fuck off. I don't know your name. You Mr. White Man. Like, that's, and I'm banging on his window. Black men. Listen, sis. I know you're mad, but, like, you cannot do this. We need you to step away from this man's car. 2 black men, allies, advocates on my behalf. This is a white man. He probably got a gun. I don't fucking know, but he a white man. He's more of a threat to me than any black man could ever be any day. Any fucking day. I don't understand. I don't understand this idea of, and it could be because I've never been in a situation, I've never been physically harmed as in a really period by a black man. Right. And so I have some bias here. So forgive me for anybody who's listening because there's bias here. But just to automatically think that there is a man who would hurt me. Because if that's the case, who could help me? Who could? I'm a woman, up until recently, a single woman, who I'm out and about. If I need something, there's nobody. Again, I'm not going to fucking trust a white person. So it's my niggas or I'm just fucking by myself. So it's like, I go back to, I don't understand this. And I know that it's a bias. I know that it's because I've never had to deal with issues in this space. And again, I know that there's a lot going on. But again, pick your battle. Black men will not be my battle. Just fucking won't. I refuse to allow that to be my life. Been through some shit. Now, you know, some look a little more crazy, you know, than others, right? And then that's a moment of like, let me use my mind to like think through this.
The crazy thing is we be scared of them niggas too.
I know. I fucking know.
You know what? I'm glad you said that shit. Nah, because like, I do think there's a. I understand the scenario that you just gave, but like the scenario that I think of when I see or hear or observe women talking about how they don't feel protected, I'm thinking of a scenario where you're walking down the street, you're walking to work or some shit. Niggas is catcalling you.
Been there.
Niggas is following you. Niggas, yo, Black Hoodie, what's up? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, excuse me, like, or try to approach you.
And it's annoying.
And then you decline them, and then they...
You a bitch.
Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm picturing, like, this happening, and then let's say that, like, I'm on the same block as you. Mm-hmm. We don't know each other. I'm minding my business. I'm fucking walking to the gym or some shit. I see this going down, but I mind my fucking business. But to you...
You didn't protect me.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But like how he said, like people who are sane, who are not like crazy, right? Like we be scared of the, like he said, like you be, cause a nigga who got so much fucking nerve to do some shit that's unthinkable, like
they will shoot you.
You got something on you, my nigga. Mm-hmm. Like and I live in Philadelphia.
Oof.
Like, people don't really respect life.
Yeah. Like,
black men don't value other black men's lives. Like, that's the time that we living in. That's the time we've been living in for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, at what, I don't know if you saw, when I sat down and talked with my mom and my Aunt Sally, like, last summer when I went home to St. Louis. And I asked my mom, we was talking about, like, the differences in, do black women feel protected, like, is it just now, or has it happened in like generations before now? And I asked my mom, I said, how would you feel if I was killed because I'm trying to protect a black woman that I don't know? But now it's my life that is no more because I'm trying to protect the black woman. Like, when you spin it like that, now it's like, damn, like, do you really want you to lay your life down to protect? Because in a lot of cases, that might be the price. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if, and that's what makes it so like solutionless, because in a sense, you kind of are asking men to do that. But in the times that we live in today.
The solution to me is releasing expectations. If I'm walking down the street and I'm being harassed, because ultimately that's what this should be. It'd be fucking harassment, right? I'm being harassed. If a black man comes up to defend my honor, I appreciate it. I didn't expect you to do that. I don't expect that. It's releasing expectations. Yeah. You don't owe me anything. You're a stranger. I would appreciate it. Sure, it's nice, right? You saw me. Thank you. I don't expect it though. I just don't. It's not. And somebody is going to cuss me out for saying this. I'm not your responsibility. Somebody's gonna be like, well, you know, we all niggas, we all each other's responsibility, all that bullshit. But like the reality of it is, like, I'm not your responsibility.
But I think where the pushback will be, you can say that it would be the same people that after you would like get to your crib, get to the house, it'd be the same people who get on the phone and be like, yo, like, niggas don't be protecting shit. Black men don't be protecting nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be the same, like, but you
asked me for a solution. The solution would be to release the expectations. We should not be expecting for somebody. This is no longer, and I think you had this conversation, this is no longer back in like the 1800s when the word chivalry meant physically a knight, a man protecting the less fortunate, protecting the weaker. This is no longer that. I don't expect for somebody to come in like fucking Batman and save the goddamn day. I'm not expecting Superman to just fall from the goddamn building to save my ass. I'm not expecting that. I know what kind of world we live in. I know that. I get it. There's crazy ass people out there. We live in a world where you better have the mind of, if I'm walking out here, I need to be prepared to protect myself. That is the mind that we should have as women, as men, as black people. I don't really give a fuck. You have to have the mind. I have to protect myself. It might be shitty. I don't want to fight no nigga. But I don't live in a world where I'm expecting another black man to risk his life to protect me. You've given your life for a stranger. Honorable. Admirable. But now you sitting here possibly lost your life for me. Again, I appreciate it, but I didn't ask you for that.
Right. So, I mean, I agree, but to an extent. The expectation should be that if you speak up and reach out and you ask for help, that it should be there. A lot of times it ain't been asked, but every nigga got a story of when they decided to step up. You see a nigga and his girl getting down in the street or wherever the case is. My point exactly. Or my story, went to Walmart when I used to go to Walmart, Team Target, and
elevation.
You know, and speaking on the shit that go on at Walmart, a nigga is like, he got the girl by the head, he pushing her down, they going at it, bumping, and I'm like, man, I can't watch this shit. Walk up to him like, bro, like, hey, let her go. Like, not here. Do what you. I'm not finna say what you got to do. It ain't my business, but not here. I want to see
killer in the house, man.
I mean, basically, but like, I don't know what she told him before that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But not here.
Yeah.
I want both of y'all to go home. He jumped down on me like, bro, what the fuck wrong with you?
Yeah.
All right. But every nigga got one of them stories, and we don't hold it against y'all, but at the end of the day, like, what the fuck? Again, what the fuck we supposed to do?
Yeah. It's a tough situation. Because I think part of it too, man, like as men, as black men, right? Like just part of the culture. Like you don't want that label of you just letting anything happen to your people.
No.
Let.
L-E-T.
You're letting anything happen to your people, but at the same time, you know, you turn on the news, man, you know what's out there. Like, you know what.
We gotta trust each other, man. Like, and you hear the stories,
sure.
and I feel like they beautiful when you hear about the woman that felt uncomfortable and she walks up to a guy and say, "Please help me, I don't feel safe." Mm-hmm. Boom, the shit solved. But it takes that. He's gotta trust that she ain't gonna put him in a situation that he can't go home to his family or his friends or whatever the case is, and she gotta trust him that, okay, if I speak up and I say I need help, he'll give it to me. Mm-hmm. Complete strangers, but we both gotta do the same shit. Yeah, it can't be the finger pointing because, like we just said, just as you walking down the street nervous as hell, I'm walking down the street like, okay, I might have to pop this nigga and this nigga just to make sure I get home to my family. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what if, say for sake of conversation, what if the solution is this? What if the solution is conversation? What if the solution is creating the awareness? You're not a part of the problem. So you can't solve this alone. You not talking to women doesn't fucking solve this problem. You're just gonna be a lonely, miserable ass man with no coochie in your life because you decide not to talk to women.
No coochie as long as he ain't got $40. Yeah. Or $7. I'm just saying.
Whatever. You just gonna be a lonely ass nigga with blue balls if you decide that your solution, I'm just not gonna talk to women. So, alternative solution, sake of conversation, right? This, having the continued conversation. People share your shit. This is a part of the solution. You cannot solve world hunger. Nigga, you live in Philly. Niggas be hungry.
Hungry.
I'm niggas.
Hungry. I'm niggas. You cannot solve this problem. One, you're not a part of the problem. It's first things first. Two, you can't solve the problem by yourself. You can't. This is a part of the solution, creating the awareness, keeping the conversation going, asking people to come and talk to you. Again, people share your shit. I can guarantee you there's more people who know about your brand, who you are, than you can even wrap your mind around. This is a part of the solution. And to be honest with you, that's all you can do. There is no more for you to do. You've done your due.
Let me throw something out here. In terms of the solution also, what you just said, every black woman around you, they feel safe?
I think so.
I don't know. Jax be a little, no, I'm fuck with you.
But anytime you want to promote change in the world, always start within yourself, within your circle. Yeah. If the black women around you feel safe, black women around me feel safe, I make it my mission for you to feel safe. Because if you don't feel safe around me, then I'm wrong somewhere. Mm-hmm. That's where it starts at. Mm-hmm. And, you know, whatever the reason the next black woman don't feel safe, I can't do nothing about that because you're not in my circle.
Yep.
If you extend your circle to me and whatever the case is, I need to be there for you in this situation, I'm going to try my best. But I know these around me, I got them. And they ain't never got to question that. Mm-hmm. And as long as we, again, keep spreading the awareness, keep expanding that circle, that's how it continues to grow.
Let me ask y'all this. When we talk about like protection and all that, right? Are we talking about only physical?
No.
Are we talking about not you? Like not you. I'm just in a macro standpoint. Like when women are talking about protection, do you think that they're talking just physical, or you think that they're talking like creating like a safe space to where they feel comfortable sharing certain things and knowing that?
Depends on the woman.
Okay.
These bitches that be like, I need niggas to throw me money, they probably talking about physical. Just physical.
Okay.
I mean, seriously though, like, because you have your small-minded people and then you have your people who are actually using their brains. all of the brain, like, right, front cortex, like the whole fucking brain. Those people realize that there's physical safety, there's mental safety, there's emotional safety, there's spiritual safety. There's safeties everywhere, all around, and they break down into different categories of safety, right? It depends on the person. It depends on how they think. I do, however, think that everybody feels and yearns for all of the safety. I think that physical safety is what people yell about. That's what you hear about. That's the part that's being, advertised.
Reported. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But everybody yearns for emotional safety. That goes back to emotional abuse, right? Mental abuse, right? If people didn't need that or feel like they, wanted that or yearn for that, that wouldn't be a thing, but it is. So everybody yearns for that. Unfortunately, when you hear about abuse or safety, people don't break down the type. All you hear is safety.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it's hard enough to be physically vulnerable. Now you got to be emotionally vulnerable and spiritually vulnerable and all that shit too, and admit that you are that vulnerable.
This shit rough.
I think, which one y'all think is the most difficult though?
Vulnerability wise?
No, just safety, like.
Depends on, as a man, physically. For me, but.
Wait, sorry. Can you ask the question? I'm trying to understand the question.
Well, okay, so we're talking about safeties, and then you mentioned the different types.
Right.
And then you mentioned the different types and threw in, like, the vulnerability part.
Right.
I was just wondering, like, which one do y'all if you had to rank them in terms of, like, difficulty.
For us to find that safety, it's difficult for us to find safeties or for us to offer safeties?
I was saying offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I thought you was asking about vulnerability.
I mean, that could be, but that could kind of be part of it if you're talking about, like, like say, for instance, if you're offering, all right, say for a nigga who a shooter, physical safety, no problem.
Like, pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. Nah, like, brah, brah, boom, 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 like that. Like some Griselda's type
Everybody
safety,
about
nigga.
to die.
But, you a shooter, physical safety, you got that shit, no problem, right? But the nigga who a shooter, like, he only know how to shoot. Right. So he might not be like the emotional safety, vulnerability guy. You know what I'm saying? But a nigga who don't have no gun or don't shoot.
You talk about yourself?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like a nigga, I was trying not to say that, you feel me? But no,
He got guns.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it might, like, it will rank differently for everybody, is what I'm saying. So I'll just wonder from a male perspective and from a woman's perspective, like, which one do you kind of think is, I don't know, I guess, like, the more difficult to either find or to offer, like, because it could be different from your perspective too.
For me, physical vulnerability is the hardest shit for me. Been taken advantage of as a youth. Close family, random motherfuckers, shit happen. But it's just it's like, as a man, somebody come and pick you up, you gonna be like, what the fuck going on? Like, you off your feet. That shit ain't normal. So as a man, like, physical vulnerability is what we prioritize. But in me, I'm a very emotionally intelligent person. Emotionally aware. I always know what the fuck is going on in here. So beyond physical safety, I need to trust you with what's up here. That's the most important shit. And I felt like the hardest thing to come across is, can I trust you with my thoughts and feelings? Ain't always true. Yeah. Because unfortunately, a lot of the times, and the things we don't talk about as men is the same people asking us to open up emotionally or tell us what we're thinking, the same people shutting us down.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's tough. That's tough, yo, because that's, man. And I'm like I lead with vulnerability a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Almost in a defense mechanism-y type of way. Like, I'm going to tell y'all niggas all the shit so you can't use this shit.
That's where your strength at.
Against me. You feel me? So I've almost kind of like perfected that to where you kind of have to be so courageous about it to like, once you do kind of conquer it, like, there's really nothing anybody can really use against you.
No.
So I haven't really had that problem where like you tell somebody like like a secret or a skeleton or something like that, and then they try to like use it against you later on. Luckily that's never been my experience. But what I've kind of had is like, it's like when you are a vulnerable person, sometimes it's actually harder to get people to kind of like be that with you because you make it look so effortless.
Yeah.
And what?
I'm waiting for you to finish.
Oh. I mean, that's just been something, like, that's been my experience where it's like, it's almost like why are you even telling me this? Like, because I hope you don't expect for me to return the favor type of shit, because I'm not. Like, that's kind of more so like what I've experienced. And that can be tough too, because like, you would think, like, just how humans communicate, you would kind of think like, okay, like, I'm gonna tell you something, like, all right, I'm done. Like, now you share something with me. And sometimes it don't go like that, and you feel like you, like, I've been in a situation with people where I felt like they knew everything about me and I don't really know much about them. And that just kind of sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm done. What were you gonna say?
So I actually just wanted to answer the question, but you tapped into my thought, which is the hardest for me to give and the hardest for me to receive. No, sorry. The easiest for me to give and the hardest for me to receive has been historically emotional, mental, because I can be that safe space. It's just kind of who I am. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. Just who I am. But finding people who, first of all, I am very, very emotional. Very emotional. Sometimes hypersensitive. So finding somebody who understands that, specifically being a woman, dating men only. Finding a man who is emotionally intelligent, emotionally aware, vulnerable. What's that? What? Well, where you buy one of them? Mm-hmm. Like, I want one. Like, where you find them at? Because men have this, and this is, I don't know if this is gonna start a whole nother conversation. I don't know.
I keep it short. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to. Go ahead.
We here now.
Men have been raised, or there's been this setup for men where you can't be vulnerable. You can't show your feelings. Feelings, men, shit can't coexist. Mm-hmm. So for a person like me, here I come. And I've created, I am a safe space. A lot of times I take on all of somebody else's shit, or I try to give somebody, I want somebody to be that for me. And it's like fucking pulling teeth. Yeah. I'm either shunned away because I'm too emotionally aware, or I'm creating this space and it's terrifying. And it's like, I can't get close to you because, like, you gonna let me speak. I don't want to do that because I'm a man and I can't really. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's really hard. Physically, I'd be ready to throw some bows for any fucking body. we can fight. Like, if that's what you want me to do.
More ludicrous. Like, what's up with you, though? Like,
first of all, I fucking love Ludacris. I love him, and I always will. I don't care. I don't care. I still listen to Ludacris. I was listening to him last night. Anyway, I'll be ready to fight. I can fight. Like, basically, for one of my men, give me a chance. Give me an opportunity.
Oh my God.
Physically, it's not a problem.
I told you you're violent.
I'm not violent per se. Here's the thing.
Per se.
Since you said it, I'm not violent. I am very, very protective, specifically of my black men. Fuck with who you want to. My black men, you about to have a problem. And I mean that from the depths of my soul.
That was a hard ass word.
Yeah. Because I said all the letters. Depths. Complex word. Very protective. Very territorial. The world is against black men. I fight for my black men. And I'm going to continue to do that. I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody else talking about. You scared. You just a scary asshole. That's your business. But when it comes to me, I'm going to protect my black men. All of them. It's a lot of y'all niggas in my life. Don't call me if you want me to show up. Because I'm going to. Physically, emotionally, I show the fuck up. But I oftentimes struggle because in that way I empty myself for people. Rarely am I poured back into.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Because they don't want to, or because they don't have the tools to?
I don't think they can. I don't think they can because they weren't provided them, and then as men, they haven't allowed themselves to collect the tools because they've been told, taught, they've seen that men can't shine in this space. So don't want to creates, now I can't. And so I've been left empty, filling other people, filling niggas up to the core. And I'm motherfucking depleted, dry as the fuck, just about empty as hell, drought.
Yeah. How does that make you feel, like, to hear like a woman say that about a group that you're a part of?
I've been told several times I'm a fucking unicorn because I want to talk about the emotions and the feelings and all that shit. But from a bird's eye perspective, man or woman, a lot of people just flat out don't want to deal with the shit that's in their head and in their hearts.
Yeah.
So here you come being aware of the shit that's going on in yours, and not just yours, but theirs as well. You acknowledging the shit they trying to hide. That's a trigger for them. And it fucking sucks. And it's usually you gonna be the problem, not what they dealing with.
Yeah.
But again, as a man, I remember before I really stepped into my passion for emotional awareness. Hearing constantly, you don't talk, you don't open up. What's on your mind? You won't talk to me. What's wrong? All right, now I'm talking. You an emotional ass nigga. What the fuck do you want? And it's like, all right, so I'm gonna try this shit again. Then you get the shit thrown in your face. All right, I'm gonna try this shit again. Doing that enough times, and it's like kind of your approach with being vulnerable. Again, vulnerability is your biggest strength. So let me just get the shit out and be comfortable with it. That way, no matter what comes back, I'm fine because I already aired it out.
Right.
I already addressed what's going on with me. And it fucking sucks. But there needs to be a kind of a mirrored look into, okay, black men don't talk, but why are they not talking to us? They may not talk to anybody else, but why don't black men talk to us? Why am I not a safe space for this black man? Some niggas just don't talk, and that's them. Some women just don't talk, and that's them. But again, we got to work on the relationship between each other to where no matter the capacity, do I know a black woman I can talk to freely? Do I know a black man I can talk to freely?
Yeah.
that needs to be the standard.
Yeah.
Even shit, black man to black man. You ever tell another nigga you love him? That nigga shut down. End of the conversation. All right, bro, I'm hanging up the phone.
Glitchy as hell.
But that shit needs to be normal. I learned it working at my dad's shop, man. It was another old guy. He looked like Frankie Beverly. But every time that man, like when he came around, he got his car fixed. When he left, hey, I love y'all. I love you. Love you. Love you. Y'all be good. And I was like, damn, that nigga say like clockwork. Whenever I saw him, that was how he left.
Yeah.
I started practicing the shit. Niggas would shut down. But I hang up the phone. Mm-hmm. Some shit just needs to kind of get back to being normal. Yeah. So in being emotionally aware, just put the shit out there, regardless of the outcome. It's gonna be some hard responses. But at the end of the day, being one of the emotionally intelligent people is so much greater than not.
Yep. So fulfilling.
I agree, man. As we started to get older, I know like me and my homies like started saying that more. Like I love y'all, bro. Love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Even if it's something like, even, you know, niggas love to abbreviate shit. Hey, love, bro. Like, even if it's that, like, hey, that's, we'll work with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do agree where we gotta take something that hasn't been normal for so long and like try to just make it normal to where it don't feel weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, especially one thing that I learned and like just from the past year with everything going on, man, like you never know when your run is over. Like,
life is so fucking short. If you love somebody, let them fucking know.
Yeah.
It might be weird. I remember the first time I told you I loved you. I don't give a fuck what this nigga feel like. I'm just gonna tell him. I want this nigga to know.
I don't even remember this. This was like a Zoom or something?
No. You were having a hard time about being a content creator.
Oh, okay.
And it was one of those moments where like you were really having a hard time. You had spazzed the fuck out. And I'm like, my friend needs some love. And I want him to know that I love him. I love him. I'm like, he needs to know this. And I said it, and I really said it in a way with an attitude like, I don't really care how he, you know what I'm saying, feel about this. Like, you gon' know. And I said it, and I was like, wow.
You stupid.
I said
well, I don't know
proud.
if I said it, but I appreciate it. I love you back.
He loved me.
But nah, like that's real though, cause like even being grown, like sometimes I have to like really force myself to say those words, because like it's weird. Like even if you know that somebody is just your friend, like we put so much weight on that word.
Yep.
To where we only like we confine it to just like romantic love,
Yeah.
as opposed to just
That's so dumb.
you know, friendship love, family love, bro love, sis love, like all that. Like it's so many different types of loves. Like it's not where it don't be like the rom-com like who's gonna say it first type of.
Let me
shit.
ask
like,
you
that's
this.
what it's been kind of like minimized too, though.
Both of y'all. Do you tell yourself that you love yourself? Do you tell yourself that? I know it sounds crazy. We talk to ourselves better than fuck thing else. So like, do you tell yourself that? Why?
No, I don't.
That's crazy.
I think I don't think that I really think about it, because I think that as a child, I got a lot of love as, you know, from my parents. Like I always big them up, like, cause the older you get, you realize like a lot of people weren't raised in love; they was raised in like
I love your mom.
survival shit.
She's just great. Hey, Miss Jaxon. How you doing?
And both my mom and my dad though, like they really truly like loved on me, like for real. Like you know what I'm saying, no, they was the like, you know, kiss you every day on the cheek, on the forehead, hug you, tell you I love you. You know what I'm saying? Tell you like make you. I knew that I was loved by them, like, you know what I'm saying? And they preached to me so much of just how to love myself, or just to love myself, that I think it's more so embedded. So for that reason though is why I probably just don't say it out loud. to answer your question.
Try it. It feels weird.
Okay.
It does. It feels weird, but it's like an affirmation. That's all it is. It's an affirmation. It's speaking, breathing life into yourself. We forget to breathe life into ourselves and telling yourself, I love you. Looking in the mirror. Have an Issa Rae moment. You don't know if you watch Insecure.
Of course. No, I fuck with it.
I fuck with it. Talk to yourself in the mirror. It's like, Issa. Oh, it's me, Issa. Bitch, I love you. Have a moment.
Right.
It's a little uncomfortable at first.
Do I tell myself I love you too? Because it's going to be like, I love you, my nigga. And I'm supposed to be like,
I love you too.
I appreciate that, dog, for real. Do I dap myself up? Like, it's Atlanta, so do I be like, but here, yeah, shout out for real. Love the fuck out you, cuz.
Yeah. No. Just.
Hey, yo, calling yourself shawty is crazy. That's hilarious.
I am going to challenge both of you black men. Tell yourself, look in the mirror and just say, I love you.
You do that every day, or is
don't do the cuz thing. Just no cuz.
I'm baby stepping my way into this though. I can't get in the mirror, but like, I love you.
You make it. You know what? I don't do it daily, but I do it often. And fault of mine, I do it when I'm feeling low. When I need a reminder that I matter. When I need to feel loved. It's an instant moment of you are loved, whether it's just you loving on yourself or not, you're loved.
Yeah. I gotta work on. I probably gotta. Not probably. I gotta work on how I talk to myself.
We all do.
I don't.
Boy.
Like a lot of things, I feel like are embedded in me, but I talk to myself. Like I talk to myself like an athlete.
And that is why I know that. So, so I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is exactly why I said what I say. Because it's awkward to say I love you, but you'll cuss yourself out for fucking up.
Yeah.
You fuck up and you'll tell yourself you could have did better.
Yeah.
So why is it so easy to dog yourself out for fucking up, but it's not easy to reinforce the positive?
I honestly think that I don't know if that's cultural. I don't know if that's like athletically cultural or black cultural, where like tough love is the thing. Like adding fuel to the fire is the thing. Like trying to become successful based off of hatred, trying to be successful based off of failure, trying to be successful based off of fear. Like that's usually the motivation that athletes use, that niggas use, that poor people use, that, you know, just fucking people who are like have-nots. Like that's the motivation that they usually use. They don't usually use motivation that comes from like positivity.
So then try motivating yourself out of love. I'm going to be great just because I love myself. I'm going to do better. I fucked up. Fine. I dropped the ball. So because I love myself, I'm going to try better. Not because, nigga, you can do better. Nah, it's just because I love myself and I deserve to do better.
I remember you got so upset when I was telling the story about. I had just like broken up, or I had gotten broken up with back in college, and part of my get back right was like, like working. I was still playing ball, but I was like using that as like motivation to like get in better shape and shit like that. Yeah. And I was like telling myself like,
this shit is so crazy.
I was telling myself like, yo, if you don't run these miles in this like, I don't know, a certain amount of time, I was like, yeah, like you deserve to get dumped, nigga. Like she probably sucking some nigga dick if you.
This shit is fucking sick.
If you don't finish this mile, nigga. Sick. I'm running, like telling her like, yeah, nigga. If you stop running, nigga, she sucking another nigga's dick right now, nigga. I ain't stopped though.
That's how
it is
that
wild.
That shit is sick. That's you're abusing yourself.
That shit wild.
Like when he first told me this shit, like I really looked at him sideways, like, bro, we can't be friends. Like you're fucking psycho.
But how is he supposed to run 2 miles and be like, you're doing a fantastic job, Jax? Oh my God, good job, bro. I love you.
How he's
it don't carry the same passion. You done heard me. I be at work and I fuck up and drop something or break something. Goofy ass nigga.
And what do I tell you? What do I tell you? You're not goofy.
I was goofy in that moment though.
But the moment you say that, I reinforce the positive. You are not that.
I was that temporarily.
But you say that and then I come behind you and I reinforce. You are not that.
You gotta have balance. Sweet and sour. This shit is that for a reason.
I almost said my line.
Y'all niggas is a Chinese plate.
Get the fuck away from me, Jaxon.
Oh, nigga, son.
Yeah, hate you.
I think that's a great place to end it on love, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, this was a great conversation, man.
Yeah.
As I expected it to be. Obviously, thank you for coming back on. Thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you for bringing them too, because I don't get a chance to have a lot of other men on the pod.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the reasons that we kind of talked about tonight. Because my whole platform is really about being like a safe space, being open, being vulnerable, being emotionally intelligent, having perspective. Yeah. And a lot of the times, unfortunately, either niggas don't have it to give or niggas have it, but they don't want to show it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? So for that, man, I appreciate you, so thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
And before we get out of here, I say my name last and shit because it's my show and shit. So tell the people again where they can find y'all socials, y'all name. I'm just saying, man. Well, go ahead.
Countless Freckles. Again, pod will be up very soon. I will be returning. I'm not gone forever. I just needed a break. I was tired. That's all I got.
Danovan Dean. Oh shit, it ain't recording.
It's all good.
You sure? Oh, all right, my bad. Danovan Dean, photographer, collision repair, all of that fun stuff. My website is aalbydean.com. That is Art and Life by Dean. Art and Life by Dean. Google it if you can't find it. I'll be on Instagram raising hell at some point soon after I get through my
But like not too soon.
Yeah, because I'm waiting to get abs, just because I got shit I need to do. Probably gonna be on Instagram or OnlyFans, but it'll be alright.
Shit is fucking sick.
That's hilarious, man. All right, so of course, Jaxon 1616, creator and host of One Mic Stand. Of course, man. Again, shout out to Seeing Juice. Appreciate y'all. And I know this is gonna come out after the show, but to all the people who came to the show, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me and coming out and showing love and showing support and all of that. And obviously, tell all of your fucking people, because this is on Patreon, so tell all of your people to sign up to get these super dope conversations so we can fucking save the world together, man. One Mic Stand, Atlanta. We out of here.
Bye.
Chill.